Okay, there we go. Today's lesson is we're looking at area, and then we're going to look at area conversions. So area is the amount of surface area a region covers, and it's measured in standardized squared units. So for example, in the examples we'll be looking at today, this square here, all four sides are the same. That's what's represented by that dashed line. This square is called 1 centimeter squared. Once we have 4 of them, the area of now this figure here would be 4 centimeters squared. All right, so anytime we're looking at area, the units will always be squared because it's a two-dimensional measurement. So it's usually length times width. So it's a two-dimensional measurement. Therefore, our units are square units. There are some conversion factors given to us here, and what you'll notice here is we have meters squared, decimeters squared, centimeters, millimeters squared units, and then going higher, we have the air, the hectare, and then the kilometers squared. So usually it's the hectare is used instead of hectometer squared, and air is used, it's pronounced air, and it's used instead of the decameter squared. All right, so normally when we had done conversions, we had seen it as kilometers, hectometers, decameters, meters, decimeter, centimeter, millimeter. When we're looking at area, you'll notice those two changes here. All right, so using what we just talked about, that 1 square is 1 centimeter squared, you are able to figure out the area of the following figures. So for example, if we look at this example here, and we can kind of go like this, and you can see how many squares are inside this figure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So therefore you would say the area of this figure is 6 units squared. All right, so when we're doing area conversions, basically when you're converting from one area unit to another in the metric system, you're going to multiply or divide by 100 for each step, right or left. Or you can move the decimal place 2 places right or left for each step. So I'll show that using an example. So for example, let's say we have 7.2 hectare, and we need to convert it to decimeters squared. All right, so we're going from hectare to decimeters squared. So that is 1, 2, 3 decimal places. But because it's a squared unit, you're going to take those decimal places, which was 3, and you're going to double it. So it'll become 6 decimal places. Okay, so when we do 7.2 and we're moving our decimal places, we're actually moving 6. All right, so it's 3, 1, 2, 3. You're doubling it because it's squared, it's area, so it's actually 6 decimal places. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we fill in those zeros. All right, so we get 7,200,000. All right, let's try another example. Call this A and B. So let's say we are doing 8.35 centimeters squared, and we have to put it into meters squared. All right, so using this chart again, we have centimeters here. Let's just use a different color. So we have centimeters here, and we need to move to meters. So it's 1, 2, 2 to the left, multiply that by 2, or double it. So that means it's actually going to be 4 decimal places to the left. So 8.35, and we're going 4 decimal places to the left. So 1, 2, 3, our decimal place is now there, and we fill in the zeros. And you could put a 0 in front of the decimal place. All right, so in meters squared, the answer is 0.000835. All right, and our next example, we're going from 70 millimeters squared. We need to get to centimeters squared. So millimeters is here, and we're moving 1 decimal place to the left to get to centimeters. But because it's squared, you double that, so you're actually moving 2 decimal places to the left. All right, so if we have 70 millimeters like that, there's our decimal place. We're moving 2 to the left, so 1, 2, your new decimal place goes right there, so it's 0.70 centimeters squared.